What's happening, people? I've taken a break, come away with the family, and you know what? It's always nice. However, this weekend I'm actually not going to be going to Old Trafford because of that. So I'm looking forward to the weekend. I'm going to be sitting watching it in a bar, and I'll definitely do some content, so don't worry about that. But I wanted to put together a little bit of a spiel at the moment about Eze. Arsenal at the moment seem to be now turning their attention away from Eze and towards Rodrygo. Now, I don't know if that's actually going to happen. I don't know if that's going to be true, and I'm not sure if essentially that is reliable to be informed of that. Now, we speak and listen to the likes of David Ornstein, Ben Jacobs, Fabrizio Romano, and there's other names people want to throw at me and say that they're reliable or unreliable. I'll let you make your decision up on that. I've never said who is and isn't reliable and who you shouldn't listen to, right? But a generic was, and the general consensus was that Eze was going to be coming to Arsenal. Now, there's a lot of people that have suggested that that is now not the case, and that Arsenal have done a 360 on this. And it looks to me now like Spurs are favourites to get Eze. Now, clearly Eze is going to leave. He's going to go. He's had enough at Palace for whatever reason. He believes he's won all he can there. He's reached his ceiling, and he needs to now move on, right? So I think when you look at what Palace have done with Eze, I think they've been fantastic. It's been a fantastic signing from QPR. He's done a hell of a lot of good things. And Eze can play in a number of positions. Attacking 8, attacking 10, wing, right, left. I think he's a phenomenal footballer. I think he's a technically gifted footballer. And I think he would help Arsenal and Spurs when it comes to low blocks. What I'll say about Tottenham is he's probably looking in favour of Tottenham now because they need an attacking 10. And he's going to play every single game. He's absolutely going to. When you look at the potential of what he's going to do at Arsenal, I think personally, if it was down to me, I'd be playing him ahead of Odegaard. However, we know that's not going to happen. He's the captain, he's Arteta's guy, and he probably looks at Tottenham and says, yeah, I'm going to get first team football there now. So I can understand why Eze would look at going to Tottenham over staying at Crystal Palace. I don't think he'd choose Tottenham over Arsenal. And I think if Arsenal don't sign him, it's because Arsenal just do not want him now. They've turned their attention away from Eze. They look now likely that they're going to be going towards a different target. And I think that their target and their number one target is the marquee signing. And I think that's going to be Rodrigo. I just think when you look at what Rodrigo is at Real Madrid, he is the marquee. He's the one that people would look at and say that is the Mesut Ozil signing for Arsenal. That's the Aubameyang signing for Arsenal. That's the Alexis Sanchez signing for Arsenal. And Arteta's not done that yet. Arteta has not made, in my opinion, a marquee signing that goes, wow, that is an elite level footballer that walks into the first team and raises the level. And I think Rodrigo is elite. Whether people want to question mark where he plays, his position, is he better right wing, is he better left wing, why does he want to leave Real Madrid, why do Real Madrid want to get rid of him? If that's the case, we still don't know. But Arsenal need to show ambition now. And I'm expecting, if Arsenal don't get Eze, I'm expecting us to go and put a serious bid in for Rodrigo. And I'll tell you why. People might look at this and go, you're joking, hey, Arsenal ain't getting Rodrigo. I'm not saying that we are. I'm saying I want to see the ambition. I want to see a bid going in for Rodrigo. I want to see Rodrigo being linked with Arsenal for the right reasons. Because he's the guy coming in to win us stuff. And when I see other clubs linked with him, Liverpool, Manchester City, maybe even Chelsea, I think Arsenal need to be all over that. In my opinion, out of those clubs, right now, I don't see a reason why we should be laughed at in relation to that. And I look at Chelsea and I think Arsenal right now in a better position this season. I look at Manchester City, they've still got massive question marks over every department of their club at the moment in terms of goalkeeper, defence, midfield and up top. And why I say that is because goalkeeper, I don't know what's going on with Ederson and co. I don't know what's happening defensively with Manchester City. They've certainly not replaced or upgraded on Kyle Walker. Rodri's out again. What do they do in their holding midfield role? Foden, is he going to turn up this year? And is they going to be able to provide enough quality for Haaland? We all know he scores, but it wasn't enough to win him anything last season. Liverpool are the only team that I think Rodrigo would absolutely choose over the others, because look at them. If Isak's coming in on top of Ekitike, on top of Wirtz, you bring in Rodrigo as well, wow. But have they got the money for that? I think a lot of the Liverpool fans are saying yes, they have. But where's Rodrigo going to go? I think if I'm honest, I had to put money on it right now. I put it on him either staying at Real Madrid or leaving and going to Manchester City. But if I'm looking at where he should go and what he should do, I actually truly do believe that Arsenal should have absolutely enough to go all in and say that we want Rodrigo at Arsenal. Rodrigo would be that left winger. Having the front three of Rodrigo, Gyökeres and Saka with Ødegaard behind, with Rice and Zubamendi, nobody tell me we can't go and win a trophy with that. Nobody tell me we can't go in the deep stages of the Champions League. And nobody tell me we can't go and try to at least take whoever it is to the end and the wire in the Premier League. There's no denying Arsenal are good enough for that. So I wanted to have a conversation about why people laugh and poo-poo Rodrigo. We shouldn't be. Arsenal should be showing that ambition. The amount of people I see, oh, forget Rodrigo, Dan. Forget Rodrigo, Dan. Why? Why forget Rodrigo? He wants to leave Real Madrid, potentially. If he does, Arsenal are a great opportunity for him. It's a great football club. He comes to London. He looks to win trophies. He's going to take us across the line, along with the likes of Gyökeres and Zubamendi. Those three signings absolutely should be enough in a first 11 to take Arsenal across the line. You go buy Rodrigo, you go get Gyökeres, you go put Zubamendi. Those three players go into your first team. There's no excuses why you shouldn't be looking to go all out to win that Premier League title. And if you can't win the Premier League, what you need is a Champions League or a domestic cup, at the bare minimum. So Eze might go to Tottenham, and do you know what? Savio looks like he's going to Spurs. Eze goes to Spurs on top of Kudus. Do you know what? That's fair enough. That's three good players. And do you know what? Attack-wise, I would say fair play. They'd have a great chance, right? So I look at the potential, and I think Arsenal have got a great chance of getting in the likes of Eze and Rodrigo. But do we want it? Have we got the money? Are we going to show ambition? Are the Cronkies going to do what they said they were going to do and spend big? That's my big question mark. I'll end on this. If we do not buy another attacking midfielder, and the money that we did have went on Madueke, I've got serious concerns about the running of the football club. Because you cannot tell me that we need an attacking player and the choices are Eze, Rodrigo, Madueke, Wirtz, Ekitike, Cherki, all these players that have gone in this window, and you're telling me the best we can do was Madueke? I think it proves where the levels are at, and it ain't at Arsenal. Because Manchester City have gone and got Reinders and Ryan Cherki, which is added on top of what they've already got with Foden, Marmoush, Haaland, etc. Liverpool have gone and got Isak and Wirtz. Arsenal have gone and got Madueke. It ain't the same. It ain't the same. So I'm fine. I said this at the time, people. Madueke, calm. That's calm. We go and get Madueke, not a problem. He's not for me, not my favourite player. Got a lot to prove. He certainly ain't going to be our starting left winger, in my opinion. I don't think he's good enough for that. But I tell you what, if we do go and get Madueke, then he has to work. But do you know why he doesn't have as much pressure? Is if we bring Eze and Rodrigo on top of that. Because Madueke is seen as a Sterling replacement, an upgrade on Nelson and Sterling, back up to Saka. You've got Martinelli backing up Rodrigo. You've got Eze and Ødegaard fighting for that number 10 spot. That is a proper squad. That is squad building, and that's proving you've got squad depth to go all serious in all four competitions. And you can't go on all four fronts with players like Reece Nelson. You can't go all fronts with players like Fabio Vieira, with Lokonga, with Zinchenko. These guys have got to go. And that leads me nicely into player sales. Why haven't we sold anyone yet? Because people say, well, who wants them? Well, hang on a minute. Who wants the Chelsea rejects, but they sell theirs? Who wants Liverpool's rejects? They want theirs. Who wants Manchester United's rejects? They've even started selling some players. I look around and I think, yeah, we don't do well selling, do we? Because everybody takes the mick out of Darwin Núñez for the last 2-3 years. Liverpool have managed to get an unbelievable amount of money for him. Luis Diaz, how can they get 65 M's for him and we can't get anything offered to us for Trossard or Martinelli? Zinchenko's on 150k a week. No wonder no one wants him. Nelson, Reece Nelson, 100k a week he's on. Gabriel Jesus, 265k a week. Who is going to be bringing in money for these players and putting them on them wages? We can't even sell Fabio Vieira or Lokonga. And it makes me wonder, are we ever going to get any more money for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain's £35 million record sale? Yeah, we've got money for Iwobi and Balogun and Willock and Smith Rowe and Nketiah, and we've done well of that over the last few seasons. I'm not denying that weren't good money for those players, because look at what they've gone to do, not much. But can we go and sell a Martinelli and go and buy a Rodrigo and keep Trossard? Do we have to sell Trossard? Do we have to sell the likes of, you know, a Ben White to make money? No, I don't think we should be doing that. I think we need to clear out what is clearly poor. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. It's all right slagging off Arsene Wenger for putting Kolasinac on 125 and Mustafi on 100k and XYZ on this much. But now, fast forward 6 years, we've done the same with Zinchenko, with Martinelli. We've done the same with players like Calafiori and Marino, who were on absolute pennies at their clubs. We put them on like 130, 150k a week. What are we doing? What are we doing that for? How can you times your wages by like 10 when you come to Arsenal? How can you be on £2 a week, which what Kivior was on, and now be on 55 grand a week? How can you go up nearly 20 times your wages? It's absolutely mad. So I've got to be honest, I'm in a position right now where I'm a little bit questionable of how this window is going to end for Arsenal. Are we going to have Andre Alberto, you're a god, you've brought us in Rodrygo, you've brought us in 2 players we didn't expect, you've managed to sell the 4 or 5 players that we needed to and you've got good money for them? Or are we going to be looking, scratching our head thinking, why did we not bring anybody in other than Madueke in attack and Gyökeres? And why on earth have we still got these players playing for our club? And that's the difference I'm at right now. So look, Rodrigo and Eze, let's see what happens, people. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Big up.